like if you don't stand up for your woman, I don't think nothing makes you more less attractive than not standing up for your woman. So I think naturally, I think most men are going to stand up for their woman. But to Thomas's point, like if you're, I mean, like I don't know, this the stupidest thing I could think of. Like if you're just going around slapping men in their face and just laughing like ha 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 ha, like all right, you're being kind of foolish, like all right, that's different. But like if you're in an argument for any reason whatsoever and the guy's just sitting there watching you in an argument with another guy, she's not gonna be attracted to you. Like, come on, man. Like
Not even.
you're gonna lose your man card after that.
Yeah.
You can't not back your woman up. You gotta defend your woman. So you gotta.
Yep, you have to. That's a deal breaker. Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. I mean, if you really care about her. I mean, if you don't,
Kevin,
it's obvious. If you don't, then if you. So.
Kevin, let me ask you this then: do you feel obligated to back her up, even if you believe she's wrong?
All right, so that's the thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong. I'm gonna tell her that she's wrong. Be like, listen, babe, like this is a battle that we gotta fight right here, right? And I'm gonna tell her that one time only. And then after that, if they keep engaging and he keep turning up on her, I'm gonna step up for her, be there, be like, yo, my man, chill on all that. All right, cool, bam, settle that. Take that off the board. Now I'm gonna come back to her. We're gonna talk about this again. I'm like, listen, this was unnecessary. Like we didn't have to get into all of that. It was unnecessary, and I don't appreciate that you did it, putting me in that situation.
Exactly, because now we getting our ass kicked because you
because
you might got a gun.
You out here messing with these good people. Don't do that, man. Look.
Listen, everybody got time.
Everybody
for all
got
that.
black eyes.
Listen, I'm too old to fight, so I'll tell you that right now.
Thank you.
I'm not the one. And my temper too bad to actually fight because like I have a very bad temper. Well, I used to have a very bad temper. Now I've gained control over that temper. So a lot of times I'm very peaceful now and very calm, level-headed these days. But I used to be a little firecracker.
That's the Kevin I know.
Yeah. Change is good. So so
it's
now,
still there.
But don't bring it out of me. Like that's the key. That's the key. Don't put me in situations where I gotta be a firecracker because I'm gonna blow everything up. Period. Point blank. Ain't nothing gonna be left standing. That's it.
Yeah.
This man has been to Afghanistan.
Listen, everything gone.
Yeah, I give people warning. I said, wait, hold up. This is not gonna be good. I give you warning to leave me alone, to back up, because I know me. So I give people fair warning.
Yeah, don't necessarily work for you.
Yeah. So if I have to engage with you a second time, I'm very heated at that point. So that's what I'm saying. So I fair warning. So just leave me alone, back up. And I tell you once, I said, I'm gonna tell you this for the last time. We're not doing this. Like, if I'm gonna point my finger, you better know. You better let's
Why you not
end
point your
it.
finger in this direction?
I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but I just let people know when I gotta point the finger, it's gotta be ended. I gotta finish.
You have to point in my direction.
I'm sorry. Dr.Fite, go ahead. So yes, so what was the question you asked me? I don't know, I forgot the question. Dang. Okay. He said, do you want a man to fight for you? That was the question.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, in certain circumstances. Certain circumstances.
All women, yes, you do. Don't sugarcoat that one. Yes, all women want to feel safe by their women.
I agree with you, right?
If they don't feel safe,
you don't want to fight every battle. You want them to fight.
But listen, I ain't got to fight for you to feel safe around me. Like I don't have to whip nobody for you to feel safe around me.
I agree.
If something happens, like it's like I diffuse situations all the time now, very calmly. I don't raise my voice anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just handle the situation.
Exactly. I'm with Kevin on that. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like we'll defend you and like you said, diffuse the situation and whatnot. So, that's the absolutely.
I don't have an issue. Even if the man steps up and say, okay, back here, I got it. I'm gonna deal with this. So if you just like ask me to step back and you step in there and you all to go to the side and have a conversation, whatever, I'm good with that. That's cool.
Yeah, another guy another guy's not gonna yell at my woman. That's just not gonna like
Right,
at that point it's me and him and not him and whatever they're dealing with. It moved over to me. So that's just not gonna happen. So
So
I
Elle,
don't even raise my voice at her. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, exactly. You know?
Right,
So,
so Elle, didn't I think it was last week you asked a question about a man putting a woman in her place or something like that, and you had that same reaction. I think somebody in the chat on your Facebook asked that question or something like that, and you was like, hold on, wait a minute now, what you mean putting in the place? And I think like what you just mentioned, I guess would be an example of putting you in your place. If your man told you, hey, I got this, you know what I'm saying, sit down, I'll take care of this. That's kind of telling you to back off. That's telling you what to do, how to do it, and when
yeah, but then, you know what? There's a sense of that's like a woman like that's like sexy like a little powerful or something. You're like, woo, that's a turn on. To a certain degree.
I'll be back.
There you go. Oh my God. Kevin, would you not agree with that? I mean, it kind of is for a woman. I'm speaking for that is for us. We're like, woo, it gives a woman a rush. And it's all in the way that you tell me. If you say shut up and step back, that's a problem. But if you say, honey or babe, I got this. Okay, just cool out or whatever. I'm good with that. Okay.
Wait, isn't that like a form of checking your? That was the question.
That was the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how you check me. That was the question, right? Is it okay for your man to check you? That's what our question was. And I'm saying it's about when and how you check me. It's about was there a circumstance where you did? Because you just can't check me on a regular. Because then that's gonna be a problem. That's the problem.
Are you wrong on a regular?
Exactly.
No, never.
Oh well, you got some self-talking to do because you're lying to yourself.
Denial is the first sign of a problem.
No, when I'm really wrong, I was like, yeah, probably. And I had to tell myself, hey, that probably was a little wrong. I don't do it at that moment, but then I do some self-evaluation and say, okay, if we're having an argument, then I have to go back and tell myself, okay, now what did I say that started this argument? Okay, I do that now because I'm in another new relationship. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so this is evolving.
This is about evolving, exactly. So when he'll come to me and say, well, Elle, you said this, and I have the kind of man now that if we're on the phone or even if we had in a text message or whatever, he will replay what I said to him. I'm like, I never had nobody to tell me replay what I said. I'm like, Jesus.
He calls you on your crap.
Well, he calls me on my crap. He absolutely does. And sometimes I can appreciate that and say, okay, let me check yourself. Okay. But then if I don't agree with them, I'll say, okay, I get what you're saying, but listen to me. And that's how we'll, But okay, sometimes it's cool.
I got one more thing to ask these fellas because we probably got time for maybe one more. And I gotta ask him this question because this is going to serve as a reference point to our further conversations. All right. This will help me in continuing to operate on this show. These men right here are gonna help me out. And Thomas, you can answer this question if you want to. So you guys are single and both of you want to be married. I'll get that vibe from the two of you. How long do you need to be with a woman before you ask her to marry you?
And the wind just started blowing again.
Listen, so
we know what it's
it's a common song that say it don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine, right? So you look at the sky, you see the sky's blue. So for me, like I know immediately whether or not she's gonna be the one. Like I got a feeling, I think I know. But then she has to do certain things to reinforce that feeling, like show me that I was right about, what I was feeling, like, but a day or two. So no, for me, a couple of months, I know within a couple of months whether I'm ready or not.
Okay, so Kevin, in a couple of months, but how long does it take you to ask the question?
Oh, it took me 18 months, I think it was.
So that's a year and a half.
Maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Okay. Now,
just recently
one last
engaged,
question for you, Kevin. You said within a day or two, but they got to reinforce it. How many times have you had that feeling?
3.
And how many proposals have you given?
2. And I was married to 1.
Okay.
Josh?
Could you repeat the question?
The wind blowing kind of hard over there. So,
yeah. And I know why in Josh's case.
Oh gosh.
How long does it take you to come to that realization?
I think
want to ask the question.
I think every situation is different. I don't think there is a clear cut, like every guy needs a month, 2 months, 3 months. Like I think every situation is different, and you're going to go by what you feel emotionally or mentally, and even physically. So for me personally, I agree with Kevin's answer 100%. It's like you have it. All right, so I'll take Kevin's answer and mold it to say, I'll know if I don't want to marry you in early on. Like I won't know if I want to marry you early on, like within a couple of days or whatnot. But you better believe in those couple of days, I'll know whether or not you're not eligible to be.
right.
So, so that said, and then from that point on, I personally believe is variable. So, like for me specifically, there are a certain set of reinforcements to Kevin's point that kind of like, okay, you seem like a good person morally, you seem like a good person emotionally and everything. So like now you're kind of innocent until proven guilty almost to a degree. So it's once that reinforcement is there that you are who I thought you were and whatnot, and that this can and then like certain scenarios, like there's just certain scenarios you have to go through in a relationship to see what someone's true value is. And to Elle's point, like it could be an argument or something like that, or it could be standing up for your woman, or it could be like how like there are certain small scenarios in every relationship that kind of highlight what someone's true character really is. So once you go through enough scenarios to where it's like, okay, I have a good understanding of what this person's true character is, then I think you have a good idea of whether or not they're a life partner or not. And that can take a couple of weeks, that could take a couple of months, a couple of years. I just think it's different for everyone.
All right, so Thomas, this is my best friend in all the world right now. Thomas, would you ever ask a woman to marry you after 7 days?
Nah.
No.
I mean, even after good conversation?
I talked to my homeboys and had a good conversation. I ain't asking him to marry me. I mean, no.
All right. What this show?
No.
What's the rating?
No.
Is this show? Is this show rated? What's the show rated?
It's rated MA.
MA. Because I was gonna say it got to be a lot more. It have to be a heck of a lot more than good conversation for 7 days. I'll tell you that. Like it better be some of the best non-conversation I ever had in my life for 7 days marriage. My goodness.
Well, if she gave it to you in 7 days, would you really want that?
Like, ain't no conversation.
7 days, like that better be woo. What's that movie? Harlem Nights, where old dude called his